part 2. We have some more topics and we're going to jump right in.
I just want to just really quickly go into Basketball Wives because I feel as though we just recently had an episode with Evelyn Lozada, and that show has ended. And Shawnee said she was going to focus on new things, which I think she should have done because didn't she get married to some pastor?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I wanted to jump on here real quick before the news got out and people try to be messy and make this something that it's not. This is just called growth and, moving forward. I'm announcing today that Basketball Wives will not be returning. Since its launch in 2010, this franchise has been the defining part of my professional journey. What began as a vision to tell my story and stories of women like me grew into a cultural movement that created opportunity, sparked conversation, and honestly amplified voices that deserve to be heard. I'm so grateful to VH1, Truly Original, Shed Media, and BET for their partnership and belief in a show that left a long-lasting mark on entertainment. Most importantly, I'm thankful to the women who trusted me with their stories and the creatives in front of and behind the camera who helped bring this vision to life season after season. Growth requires evolution and knowing when to honor a chapter while preparing for what's next. While this journey is concluding, I'm actively developing new projects that align with my personal and professional purpose, continuing to create meaningful opportunities for women across media and business. Basketball Wives will always be a cherished part of my legacy and a foundation of my career as a producer. Thank you for your support from day one, and I look forward to this next season of leadership, creativity, and expansion, and sharing it with you.
And it's been a lot of different reviews. People are like, this show should have been canceled. Most of them aren't even wives. And it's like, okay, I get it.
The only Basketball Wives was Jackie.
Yeah. Okay.
And people be trying to hate on Jackie. Jackie was doing her thing, child. So I just want to give a quick shout out and acknowledgement to that. I think it was overdue.
Yeah.
I do feel as though Jackie will be fine. She's had shows before. We already know Tammy Ben left, honey, and Tammy is on the Miss Pat show. She's multiple, and she has a show on, is it MTV or VH1 where she's cheating?
Oh, like the catfish type of show where she's chasing people around. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Jennifer's going to be busy making some payments on behalf of her husband, and Evelyn has her podcast.
Yeah.
So they'll be fine.
And is this the entire Basketball Wives franchise? Because don't they have one in Florida? I think
No, that ended. That's why Shawnee and Evelyn and Jennifer moved to LA because they were that got canceled.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they're mean. They're mean.
So they're more not girls. And it's like I'm conflicted because I love indulging in trashy reality television.
You still got Zeus.
Yeah, and Now That's TV. I do watch the girlies and the boys fight. I'm sorry, I do. But then on another hand, it's just like you said, y'all are so mean. And it's just is that not exhausting? Is it not exhausting to literally be a terrible person? And it's I get it. Some of it is probably scripted or intensified for the camera, but ultimately, you can tell these are these people's real characteristics. These are their real traits.
Yeah, no, because you tapped into that real easily.
When we talked about Drop the Low, you can literally see it in real time.
Yeah.
And this is how she acts.
Yeah. And we already see how Evelyn was acting on the show and on the podcast. Yeah. So sorry to that show. But so really quick, let's just acknowledge we love watching all of the reality TV shows. So most recently, I'm sure you guys heard that Quad Webb and her boyfriend King, they broke up.
They stayed together for 2 years?
Not sure. 2 seasons. At least that.
Mess said, "Oh gosh, these men are getting sassier by the day." Were you saying his responses to comments?
Did
so sassy,
but we don't know the backstory.
Yeah, but it's just
there's a reason.
That's what you're doing.
I wonder what the backstory is.
When you learned that Quad and King broke up.
I was more surprised that, and I pray that Quad gives me the same grace that she's gonna give Heavenly, because Heavenly came on your show and she said that's my friend, and so Quad's my friend now too, and Quad said, or Heavenly said, should I say Heavenly? So let's make it clear. Heavenly said that they've been broken up for months, right?
She did.
And I'm just curious how many months, because Quad is right, and so it's Heavenly. He has developed relationships to the point where, thank you, King, shout outs to, giving my son one of the best birthday gifts ever. And I appreciate him. He's been there for my husband. They have celebrated Father's Day together. He was there at my husband's birthday, and he's become a good friend. And I don't want y'all to think that we go around befriending. No, Quad brought him to us, okay? And he's a nice guy. And I hate that this season is so hard for him, because really and truly, and her, but really and truly, I think the relationship was over during the season.
Because I feel like even with just me watching Quad's characteristics, and she's a Taurus. Oh my gosh, I can only imagine.
Yeah. Ooh,
Especially if she's
was a Taurus.
Yeah, especially if she's unaligned.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then we going into what is her Venus? What's her Mercury? Because with Venus, does she have her Taurus in Venus? Does she have her Aries in Venus? What's going on there?
Yeah.
It's
for me personally, the backstory, but I was just so thrown by his responses to those comments. I was like, oh,
I don't think he expected his stuff to go live like that.
Yeah, but it's just when you are commenting on public platforms, expect Married to Medicine. It's just these are big platforms. People watch these shows and they have big fan bases. So somebody's gonna be in them comments looking for something. You could post and delete, and somebody done already got the screenshot.
Well, let me ask you this question. If you and a man started dating, and I want you to put yourself in the man's shoes in this moment.
Okay. I'm a woman, so let me put myself in his shoes.
So you guys start dating. Everything's going good. A month in, it's boom. I want a baby. I want a baby. Let's start doing this. Let's start filming. Let's start doing all of this. Would that not make you backpedal out of the situation, or would you not feel some type of way? Because it's
yeah, no.
Are you getting turned on by me? Or are you getting turned on because you want a baby?
Right. Is it because this is what you're longing for, or is this something that you genuinely want with me? But okay, we're gonna go to the woman. As a woman, I already get turned off immediately when people even mention, I want you to have my baby. I'm out of here. Out of here. That's already a no-no. But a month in, baby, I'm still getting to know you as a person. It's people who would talk. I'm like, what's my last name? Exactly. But you want a child with me? You don't even know my last name. You don't even know my mom's name, my sister's name. And it's just wasn't she with her husband for 10 years? And
I don't know how long. I don't think it was that long, but I think either way, that was just very fast.
That would be very off-putting. I think it doesn't even matter, man, woman, man, whatever. I think that would be very off-putting. It's just
yeah, and then we first start dating.
2 years is still too early to be talking about children. Well, it depends on how you are, but
no, it's too
no. I think
it's too
you're
soon.
still in the getting to know each other phase.
It's too soon. It's too soon. And I feel as though, especially for somebody who prior she didn't even know if she wanted kids or if she felt like she wanted kids and stuff like that, and
what does that remind you of? What is that lady's name from what was that show? The Real?
Jenny Mai?
Yes.
She just did a interview still talking about Jeezy, girl.
Gosh. But doesn't that remind you of that? It's you were with your husband for all these years. You were adamant about not having children. Y'all get a divorce. Next thing you know, you get this random man and then a baby. And it's it maybe I don't want any kids with you. Maybe that part is just silent. So, I'm not here to judge, because maybe the with you part is silent, but I still think it's strange, because if you're with somebody for all these years and you just can't even fathom having a child, and the next person you get with, but people's minds change. You see, I'm thinking in real time. My thoughts.
But it's just
to
me, I think judging is having an opinion. It's about sentencing somebody.
Yeah, it's
And I
just
feel like you could sometimes look at something and be like, no, this ain't it. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? I feel like for Jenny Mai and Quad, I feel like they probably got married initially for the wrong reasons,
Mhm.
and then they got married a second time for or got in a relationship for again the wrong reasons. So then that means that there's some internal work that needs to be done. And then like there might be ego based.
Yeah.
Like again, Quad has always been somebody that I've never been a fan of, and I've never been a fan of Jenny Mai. It's just certain things about certain women where I'm like, I'm watching you
Yeah.
because you're not giving me safe space. You get what I'm saying? You're giving me
Mhm.
that you will wait for Mad Day or you will wait to protect yourself. Like,
That'd be
and
a great topic, actually. Looking,
yeah, yeah,
what
and that and going into that topic, let's go into what we really want to talk about. Where people wait into Mad Day, and sometimes it can be your own family, and sometimes people you shared the womb with.
Yep.
GloRrilla Hallelujah Woods, her sister, Gloria, her name is Victoria, but she goes by Scarface.
Hmm.
But the people also call her BroRilla because
That has been killing
I
me.
know. I
When
know.
I
Isn't
saw
that
that, I said,
crazy? Oh my gosh.
funny.
She went recently on live
Multiple
and
times. It's like,
multiple times, and she was just saying how GloRrilla doesn't look out for them. Mind you, this is of coming from a family of 10 of siblings.
yeah,
10.
not even including the parents. These are just the siblings. Okay. And that's very important. That is so important. But it was the entitlement that was just baffling because this is not anything new. And people legit think like this. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, you on, you have to put us on. I didn't tell your mama to have all them kids. The anger needs to be with your parents because if y'all eating ketchup sandwiches, that's not GloRilla's problem. Your mom and dad kept laying down having kids knowing they could not provide for the previous ones. But you're upset with your sister because she got out of that. She got out of that. And it seems like they're all adults. Like, I don't think anybody is underage where they're
Not
not.
if GloRrilla is the 8th.
Yeah. And I know they have a what they said, a brother with autism.
One of them has
Yeah,
autism.
one of them has autism. I don't know what level because there it's a spectrum. So I don't know if it's like a higher level autism where they need like a caregiver or if it's a lower on a lower scale of autism where, they can still do for themselves, but of course it's still
Well,
autism.
did anybody have any land? Because when you usually have this many kids, it's because you need to have kids to till the land.
Yeah.
That's
I don't even think so because where they from, Memphis? I should have looked up the address her sister said just so I can see what
she did the ad. Okay,
he
hold
did. He
on.
did. And I'm
Now, let me just say this. There's such a spiritual aspect to this,
mhm.
especially with her being a twin sister. You get what I'm saying? Like
Oh, they're twins?
they're twins.
No, I'm like, because they do look just alike. I was like, maybe it's them jeans.
No,
I did
they're
not know they were
twins.
twins.
So you have to keep in mind this is okay. So let me be very clear with everybody out there. This is why it is so important to know your time of birth because you can be a completely different person from your twin brother or sister. You may have certain things that you guys do alike, but as far as your trajectory in your life path, it could be completely different.
Yeah.
So with that being said,
Because you being born
GloRrilla,
at 4:20 a.m. and me being born at 6:20 a.m. might be
it's a different moon. It's a
yeah.
different rising.
Mhm.
So let me just say this with GloRilla's birth chart, because I did it. She is a Leo sun. So with that being said, it's like a Aquarius access, because that's the opposite.
Yeah.
So you're coming here trying to be yourself versus what the public in the community wants for you. This baby, I wouldn't be surprised if GloRrilla tried to come down here from the spiritual realm herself in the if the sister rode them coattails, honey.
I was about to say tag
So
along, honey.
yeah, tagged along. So she went on live, she went to TMZ, and you saw the way when they asked her how much
And you know what? I'm already not really a fan of TMZ because I feel like they exploit people so much, and I feel like this was just like a humiliation ritual that happened on that
And
camera.
not even for GloRrilla.
Exactly, for her sister, and it's just like, it's which and she said 2,500.
That man started stuttering. He said, wait a minute, hold on, 25 a month?
Or to hear that.
Okay, some right now.
Let's say she has $2 million. How much of that does she owe to you and the rest of the family of that $2 million?
She can get all of her like 2,500 a piece.
How much?
2,500.
25, like, how, for, that's it, just 2,500 flat, or is that a?
2,500 flat.
I think she would jump at that. I think if that's all you want, I think Glo might jump at that.
But imagine her being on for 4 years and not giving us zero. None at all.
What does your mom think about you going public with this whole thing?
At the end of the day gotta end. I don't give a
Let's start with.
And then what's his name? Tory Lanez, who ain't got no business still being here. What he said? He said, well, if you still tripping about $2,500, I'ma send this to you. Do you know how down and out you gotta be for somebody from jail to send you some money? I ain't never heard of that before.
And it was just like, oh, and did you hear that actually some of their siblings are living with her? So she said, oh, she treating them like house slaves. And it's like, I'm pretty sure they have a choice. I don't think she's captive.
They went and spoke out on her behalf. Because here's the thing. I think that this is a jealousy thing, especially with them being twins. I think it's very spiritual. I think it's like, how did you make it and I didn't make it?
Yeah.
I think it's like, how are you still small and I'm not this or whatever? It could be so many things. She pulled a gun out on GloRrilla. She didn't bring that part up. You know what I'm saying? So she has a mugshot for being abusive. And to be honest with you, if somebody put their hands on me or somebody pull out on me, we're not even talking. I cut people off for less, honey. I'm hearing scissor hands.
You know the real reason why GloRrilla ain't want to give her sister money. So her mugshot was going viral, but we didn't know the reason why she was in jail until now. But we finally got the paperwork, and come to find out, she got arrested for up and blick on GloRrilla. I don't understand people. So why would she go on TMZ trying to make the whole world think GloRrilla is a bad person? When she the actual problem, I feel she wasn't a bad sister to GloRrilla, she probably would have got treated better. That's why GloRrilla just trolling over this situation and basically told her to get a job. And at the end of the day, I don't care what nobody gotta say. GloRrilla don't owe no grown adult anything. But luckily for her, Tory Lanez ended up sending her some money. And what's crazy, Tory Lanez is in jail right now. He still sent her some money. I feel if Tory Lanez knew the full story, he wouldn't have sent her that money. Because as y'all can see, she literally flexing stacks of money on the internet, so y'all know she ain't doing the right things with her money. And this probably part of the reason why GloRrilla ain't gonna give her no money. Because I know I ain't finna give no family member no money just so they can flex on the internet. Her sister should listen to Finesse 2 times because her talking just made everything worse.
Now, I cut you off for less, child.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't wish me a happy birthday, I'm not talking to you again. I just cut somebody off for that January 7th. You got me twisted like Keith Sweat. If you think that I'm going to still mess with you because I love hard.
Right.
You know, and so, yes, she did have 2 siblings. She had a brother and sister who spoke on her behalf. They're very, very clear. They said that GloRrilla, I hate to say this, but Scarface, let me just say that to be politically correct.
I was gonna say politically.
So Scarface ended up in foster care. Because she kept, and this is all alleged, you know, I'm gonna put the banner up.
Yeah.
But she was calling, you know, like she was saying that the mom wasn't doing certain things. So CPS got called and everything. And so, and GloRrilla still forgave her for all of that. And I think the end of the road was when she pulled the gun out on her.
I said, I ain't gonna get on here and say everything you did to me as a kid. It's well, I don't know, I was a minor, so half of it ain't public record. I ain't gonna talk about how you got me sent to jail for a whole week. We ain't gonna talk about that. How you tried to shoot me, you set me up, you got me sent to jail. We ain't gonna talk about none of that, alright? I ain't gonna talk about half the stuff you did, just leave it alone. You doing you right now, keep doing you, keep my family out of it, keep me out of it. You see, you went where you at all because you said my name?
You could have been saying my name and did a positive. You went about it the wrong way, shot, and now you'll never get a penny out of me.
Now, I will say this. She did get her father a vehicle. I don't really necessarily know the relationship with her and the mother.
How you doing?
What's up, Ben?
How you been doing? Just doing to my family name. I really don't. She ain't got no business. Whatever disagreement.
Daddy.
And her mama.
F her. Daddy, I don't want you to say all this. We know she wrong. Blase. What get done for you every time we vex? Tell them how I treat you. Tell the world how I treat you.
Man, look, you have been outstanding. I could never pay you back for all shit. I don't know, count.
You know, that's all that matters. You and my mama taking care of, and I'm happy.
You take damn good care of me.
Thank you, Daddy.
You take damn good care of me.
You deserve
I
it.
could never pay you back for all you done for you. You bought me cars, you gave me power, you gave me plenty of money. I done traveled all over the United States with you.
See, she the one that was in and out of Falls Curry every other month because she couldn't get us to say that you was abusing us. We stayed with you. She was the one going our whole life because she called the police on you just because she got a whooping. Everybody get a whooping, but we ain't gonna call DCS on our mama because we getting whoopings.
Yeah.
We both to get whoopings.
You know, y'all used to stand together so strong together when y'all would get a little line and stick to it. Y'all would stand. Say, my baby's gonna be together when they grow up because they know how to stick together against me and tell a lie. But but I'm gonna keep praying.
Like I said, I don't like y'all being in the public because, like I said, you're gonna do stuff like go work because you still want to. So it ain't no point of, like, that's why I ain't want you. My mama begged me to put statements out to take her side, and no, she don't gotta do all that. Mom, you keep doing what you want to do. You keep getting spoiled every month, and you keep working because you want to work because you don't want to lay on your back and beg nobody for nothing.
We resigned because the girl told where we were, the hours that we were going, so we had to resign.
And that's fine because you don't gotta. How many hours was you working there anyway?
2, 3.
So you're gonna work for 2, 3 hours, but she acting like you just need to go work there. I'm pretty sure that's $200 a week.
She didn't know we were working at first. And when I couldn't give her the money, I did, and I said, well, I'm working. She said, you working? So that made her think that I was struggling.
It's cool, Ma. You taken care of. You can get whatever you want. You don't gotta explain nothing. I let you come on here live on my.
I think when it comes to family dynamics, that gets so like shaky because people have this thing where it's just like, that's your family. That's your family. That doesn't mean anything. We do not know. We only know what's being said. We weren't there with her growing up. I think if I grew up sleeping on an air mattress without air, eating ketchup sandwiches, roaches everywhere, I'm going to do everything I can to get out of that situation.
I would have made some friends, honey, got the hell out.
Okay.
I did that for less.
And as a father, I don't know if their parents were together at the time, still together. I don't know that dynamic. But a lot of that resentment needs to be taken out on the parents because they were selfish in bringing all of those children into poverty. Your parents decided to lay down and bring you into poverty. Your sister did what she had to do to get out of poverty. She is not obligated to bring you along, especially because we don't know that relationship. We don't know how y'all treated her when growing up. We don't know. Like, yeah, of course, siblings fight, but you have siblings that treat each other like people on the streets. Like, you would think they didn't know each other from a can of paint. And luckily for me, my siblings and I told them, y'all, I said, if y'all need $2,500, please ask me. Don't go on social media. Don't go up there talking about stuff. She ain't get. But it's just like, luckily for me, I am in one of those situations where it's just like, we didn't fight like that. Like, I will bring my sisters when, as I'm going along, but that's me. We don't know their dynamic. And to be she's the 8th child.
That's what the people say, girl.
That's 10 children all growing up probably with nothing. Somebody's going to get more than the other person because there's no way. First of all, with that many kids, you can't give all of them the same attention. They're not going to get the same parents. The oldest and the youngest will not get the same set of parents.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I'm the baby, and I got my mama. As I'm an adult, I got her in her older age. So I have more time with her. You know, she's not working as much. She doesn't have to go as hard because all of her kids are adults. So I get to spend time with her. Growing up, she was working a lot because she had 3 daughters to care for as a single mom. But the mom that my oldest sister got, is her experience may be totally different. And I think this is one of those cases where it's
Everybody has different experiences for
yeah,
sure.
and to say that she is obligated to take care of us. GloRilla did not birth any of y'all. The only person she is obligated to take care of is Gloria Hallelujah Woods. That's the only person. And I think we start in away from that because we have this, oh, you're my family. You have to do this. Or, well, if you on, why you not putting me on? She probably gave them opportunities. It's a lot of handouts. People want, but they don't want to do for. You hear a lot of stories about this. Sometimes they might set up funds. I've seen so many interviews where like our Black entertainers are saying, yeah, they family had their hands out. They was giving them so much money, they was left with nothing. When it's time for them to ask for something, nobody could come up with anything. And it's like it's sales oldest time. We see it all the time. One person get put on and they go broke trying to take care of all these able-bodied adults.
MC Hammer.
Yep. Heavy on able body, okay? And I think that's what we're missing. These are not children. These are able-bodied adults. Aside from, because I'm not sure the level of autism their sibling has, so I'm just going to cut them out because, you know, I don't know if they need a caregiver or if they are able to do things on their own. But these are adults who can go to work. She said, "You got my brother calling my mama for $40 for a phone bill. Well, what is your brother doing where he needs to call his mom for $40? Why would the first thing be, let me go to my sister, not let me be an adult and pull myself up by bootstraps? You know, they love using that, but it's just like it gets to a point where we become so entitled to other people's hard work and earnings that we start treating them like an ATM rather than a sibling. And I'm pretty sure she feels that. You didn't say not one time, I love my sister. I just wish we had a better relationship. Is she owe me? She need to take care of us. Still working.
I don't know how she sounded, Chinny, but that's how she sounded, child. Well, let me say this, and this is Aaron's business. That's why I had to go no contact with certain family members and siblings. My mother decided to move away when I was like 10 years old, and I was introduced, and she was 38 when I was born. So that means like by the time I was a certain age, she had my knee. So I had a different experience
Yeah.
than my other siblings who were like 15, 16, 17, 18, 21 years old older than me. And they had their own kids. And so once my mother transitioned, I decided to move back to California. And prior to that, if I would go visit certain siblings, I'm not going to say who they were because whatever. But
we're gonna keep some personal things personal. Y'all don't need to know everything.
For now, until we go to Patreon.
Okay.
Because the people need to understand, like, you're not tripping. So I don't mind telling my business, but I'm not gonna do it for free. Yeah, I'm not gonna do it for free. But also, like, it was very much, well, you got this. Why do I not get to do this? Why do I not get to have this? And I did have a different experience. I had different opportunities. And for a very long time, I felt bad. I actually had a family member tell me, they asked me to buy their kids jackets. And I'll never forget this. I was in a grocery store and like, can you buy my kids these jackets? And I was like, do what now? And they were like, well, as their, auntie or cousin or whatever, it's your responsibility to help them. I said, I'm sorry, I wasn't there when you had not near one. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even have the amount of money that GloRrilla has, but I've experienced that.
Yeah.
And I will
You don't
say,
even know how much she has. People confuse net worth with actual like monetary, like what's in the bank.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. And I
that
know whatever they have, whatever she has, I ain't got nothing
I
close.
don't even got a piece
So
of
you
that.
get what I'm saying? I was still catching the bus at this time. So for you to automatically assume, well, Aaron is supposed to do this. It's like, no. And so for me,
Entitlement.
thank gosh, I am a Capricorn stellium. I was just like, I ain't got to talk to you. And
Right.
I just would cut them off because my thing is like, what I do for other people is because of what I want to do
Right.
and because of my heart. And nobody can sit here and say, anybody that really mess with me can't sit here and say I'm not a good friend. Can't sit here and say that I don't do things for other people. Can't do that. And if you do, it's because I had to set a boundary with you because you are an habitual line stepper. And I don't do those. Now, but what I will do, because I'm the same girl, is if I could be riding down the street 2 a.m., I see somebody at the bus stop laying there with no covers or nothing. I turn back around and make sure they have some food, some covers, some pillows, all of that. So you can't say I'm not that person. And I'm pretty sure GloRrilla is probably that same person, especially with her being a Leo. You get what I'm saying? She probably has a heart of gold. And that's what her brother and sister did say. They said they could check their Cash App right now and acknowledge that she gives them stuff. We've seen in videos where she's giving her parents stuff.
Hey, everybody. So we celebrate my dad for his retirement. For how long? 30 years? 29. 29 years at the post office. I'm pretty sure the post office appreciate all your hard work. You know I appreciate your hard work. You spoiled me as a little girl. So I got a gift for you for your retirement party. You gotta come outside. Yes, sir. I got a gift for you.
But at the same time, what you're not going to do is take advantage of me.
Yeah. It might not look like what you think it should look like, but that's also not your money. That's
It's
also
not your money.
Exactly. And I think that's the biggest and I say we, I don't mean like us, but I'm just saying as a collective, people get so caught up in other people's pockets and they start getting like that's the word it's
So
like
how
entitled.
you obligated to my stuff? Did you pay for studio time? Did you help me write a lyric? Did you give me any ideas? Did you
Right.
speak any life into me? Did you give me a birth chart
Told
reading?
you.
Did
She
you
is
make me a sandwich?
been good
Did you
about her sister on that live. So she talking about some. Even the one with TMZ, it was just negative statement, negative statement. I don't give a F. I don't care. I'm obligated to her money. She's supposed to do this. I need that. She don't do nothing for nobody. She don't do this. She don't do that.
It's her friends hackling in the background too.
Yeah. And it's like, well, I know what type of company you keep. You have a lot of yes men around you. You don't have anybody that holds you accountable. Because as a real friend, I would have threw that phone across the room. Because honestly, they probably only know what she's telling them. And sometimes the only thing you can do is believe your friend, but it's just like you gotta have some type of discernment. It's just like, okay, well, girl, I know you. What did
She
you
don't
do?
know what type of
What
friend
was your
she
role?
has. She
Because
don't know
with
what
some
type of
of her
friends she
sisters,
has.
huh?
She doesn't know what type of friends she has. Those could be
Yes.
people who
I
are
see her downfall because they were probably laughing at her, not with her.
no, they were laughing with her, but they also would be the type of people like, oh, so you can't get what you promised us you was gonna get. We didn't even
Exactly.
think you was cool. We was trying to have connections
Exactly.
with
That's why I said they probably
GloRrilla.
laughing at her because it's just like
Yeah. No, but they probably could have been like, oh, you know,
laughing like
she can get us, she can get us in, she can get us in the club and stuff like that. But like this is GloRilla's situation. But to be honest with you, this happens very often
with people who don't
in
even
real life.
have the money.
I mean, like I said, that it happens to me, like, but I'm sure you've heard stories of friends and family where it's like,
Yeah, I've had to tell people, I'm like, baby, you're gonna bleed yourself dry. Is that the saying? Run
you
yourself dry?
gotta be self-full.
Yeah. We're given from half cup empty cups, and it's just like we pouring in, left with nothing. What soul food? What she said after family.
What a family after her husband.
Okay.
But at the same time, but that's what happens when you let each and everybody into your home. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, we could do a review on soul food. Terry was the victim.
Yes.
Not being biased.
I've been seeing like discussions recently where people are like, at my adult age, I realized Terry wasn't the victim. No, she was. And I feel like that's
Oh,
why
really? Somebody, I see the opposite. They always say
I
Terry
saw
was
the
the
opposite a
victim.
lot, but like no, recently, probably within like the last week, I've been seeing people say that. And I'm just like, that's strange. But then it makes you think like you probably have people in your family just like this, and you were Terry's family in this situation. So that's probably why you think she wasn't the victim. Y'all
Well,
like to take advantage. And then
well,
with
even with this,
it's just like, oh,
well, even with this, I mean, like with the GloRrilla situation, when people say, "Oh, I can see where she coming from," I'm like, "How?
how?
How can you see where Scarface is coming from?" I do my research before I comment on anything, and I can honestly say there is absolutely, positively, 124%. And you know where I said 124%. There's no reason why you could tell me that this woman is entitled to sit here and say what she said about GloRrilla. There's nothing about this situation that you can tell me she ain't help her write a lyric. She ain't help her drop a beat. Like I had to
Energy she was using
do
on
face.
live should have been applying for a job. She was talking about, so when I got fired, well, baby, you should have been applying somewhere else.
And then when she said, and first of all, let me tell you something now. And she said, "Oh, my mama still work at the post office, or my daddy." I forgot which one
Yeah,
it
her
was.
mama still working. I
And I
think
was like, hold on. My daddy and my brother worked at the post office, and they had very good jobs. They had great benefits and all of the
benefits.
things. So what are you saying? Yeah, first of all, y'all parents decided to sit there and have 10 children. 10
That should
children.
have been that should have
10
been in the
children.
conversation right there. But here's the kicker. Her sister said, like, oh, if you ain't gonna give us no money or whatever, don't be in these interviews telling our business. That's her business to tell. That is how she grew up. She grew up eating ketchup sandwiches in roach infested homes, and tell us she was never homeless because
But
she was
she's
a whore.
telling, but she's also telling the business. You see how people do that?
And you
Oh,
see,
you
and it's just
can't
like,
tell
you
it, but
do
you,
anything. Like,
because I'm telling you, we live in the world of No Child Left Behind.
thank you.
Because make it make sense. How is it that she can't say nothing,
But
but you
you
can say something? And you,
You telling the now business. She told how she was growing up. You telling what's going on right now. You putting
and the
this
thing
business.
is, like, and even when she was telling about how she was growing up, ain't nobody say, "Oh, her parents wasn't ish." But now that you open the door, and now that we see that, oh wow, Rilla actually broke the mold. She
Mhm.
was probably the black sheep that got out because
She breaking them generational curses.
you're giving the issue. You're giving the problem. And she had another brother who did the same thing. He was very vocal, I think via Facebook or whatever. He talked bad about her, but she also had other siblings that was like, "No, this is not what's happening." And
Right.
they really dogged this girl. I mean, they
And
dogged her to
I
the
live
point
with
where I
this
couldn't
girl.
sit through it, child. I was like, "Oh my God."
Yeah. And it's just like, what do you need enemies for when you have siblings like that? Like, what do you need
Let me
enemies
tell you
for?
something. I know a lot about it.
Close
And
to you, what do you like that?
I know a lot about it. And you choose your own sisterhood.
Yeah.
Choose your own brotherhood because all family members are, and I think GloRilla learned this very early on. All family members are is just a portal. It's like practice. You get what I'm saying? It's like a practice test. It shows you how to navigate certain things. And then from there, you say, "Oh, you know what? I don't need to have this relationship." You could choose to. But you could say also, "You know what? I choose to have a different relationship with a set of people. Trust you me."
I'm about
I
to
wouldn't
say
do this.
it's I barely child. My immediate family is the family I talk to. Yeah. And like, I'm not saying we can't give grace because honestly, we don't know what was going on with the mom and the daddy. But we do know that a decision was made to have all of these kids. And,
It's a lot of kids.
and that's a lot of 9 months to be dealing with. That's a lot of 9 months.
I would love to see GloRilla make a documentary or a movie based off of her life. I think that will help redeem this entire situation. Do
Yeah,
you
I
have any?
agree.
I was gonna say, do you have any final thoughts?
Honestly, in the words of GloRilla's sister, at the end of the day gotta end. And that's what she said. She said
Well,
that. on TLC after telling them all she needed was $2,500 to be cool. I said, okay.
Well, friend, I think for GloRrilla, I hope that with her being a Leo, she comes to a place where she knows that she has to just be herself and shine as herself because having your son in Leo, it's home. And this is where she's supposed to shine bright like a diamond for sure.
And I know a lot of Leos who have like these type of family dynamics, and it's like I need to look into that a little bit more, like Leo
Yeah.
parents to be specific, and it's like
Leo, I would say
dynamics.
look into Leo in all top 3.
Yeah.
Those are very like Leo rising, Leo
Mhm.
sun, and Leo moon. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys so much for coming to check us out again. Come into the comments. Let us know what your personal experience is. Make sure you like and subscribe. Again, my name is Erin S.
I'm Navia Makaya.
And thank you so much for watching another episode of Star Talk and Side Eye.
Thanks.
Have a good
See you
night.
next episode. Bye.
Bye.